Hello, dear listener, and welcome to Zealand. The world in which we are playing in will go to some dark places. The content of this series will therefore be violent and dark in nature, so if you find yourself easily offended or are rather squeamish, please do look away. Would you run? Would you hide? Would you kill to survive?
Kia ora guys, gals and legionnaires. Rycon here and welcome back to Zealand. This is now chapter 7, which is a large number. How are these people still alive? The chapter is named The Second Chance.
Dun, dun, dun.
Because maybe we'll have a second chance, or maybe we won't. You already got a second chance and you're on it right now. All of you are together with the islanders from Little Barrier Island, having escaped fire and some kind of compound that was dropped on the island that seemed to have adverse effects to the human body. Not just the human body, but the environment around it as well. It seemed to suffer. And the majority of the islanders and even some of our players have been suffering the effects of this caustic thing. Chloe did have some stomach pains in the last. Luckily, nothing too severe, but there were many among the islanders that didn't make it off that island, Kevin being one of those people. And so, somberly, our survivors drive away from Little Barrier Island, a place that has been their home, not for, a massive amount of time, but it seemed
Like
to
a
be...
week. Feels like
It seemed to be that second chance they were looking for. But alas, it was not. And so they drove across in the second chance towards the marine center, towards Goat Island, where we have been before as a whole group, before this guy came along. So you haven't actually seen this place yet, have you, at this stage? So the boat does come into the small little harbor here and park up, not too far from the actual shoreline itself. So the conditions of everyone on the boat aren't amazing, to say the least. The sickest of them have been kept downstairs on the third level of the second chance, the lowest level. And you actually did in the previous make a seal that goes over the stairs that protects them from the environment, but now is potentially protecting everyone else from the people who are the sickest down beneath. Willow has stayed with those people, choosing to don one of the hazmat suits and is working quite closely with those that are still on there. In the time that you've been driving over towards Goat Island, they have gotten much, much worse. Some people have got to the point where their breathing is so shallow, it's very hard to tell that they actually are still breathing. But through checking pulses and the rest, Willow is able to assure some of you that no one has passed yet, but it's not looking good for the people that are on here. There are a large number of both the people that you've been living with and other people that you don't know so well that are in stages of discomfort and or severe illness. Together you've come up with a plan to help get these people off the boat and towards the Marine Discovery Center to try and get them some kind of help and perhaps even to help yourselves. Now, there was a lead group that was going to be taking off from the second chance to make sure that this area has been clear, because you have been away from it for some time. Now, Jake and Nick, you were among those people, and you were trying to see if there were any other NPCs that were able to go with you as well. And even Jonah isn't in the kind of condition to be leaving the boat at this stage. He still seems very unsure. And the rest, it's a very, very similar situation. So is it just going to be the two of you, just you and Nick, that are going out?
Well, I would put my hand up to go.
You see Chloe raise her hand up. Things have
I
been...
don't literally put my hand up.
Yeah, things obviously have been tense since the encounter on the titanium ducky and the last, and there hasn't been any communication between the two of you, and so far it's been a little tense to say the least, but...
It's only been like 20 minutes, so...
That'd be a bit of a drive, wouldn't it?
Oh, it's a little bit. It's a little bit, and plus you had a full boat, a boat full of people, very sick people as well. So I imagine you weren't trying to take it too quickly.
I would have asked Scott if I could have Dan's bat at some point while we were going over.
I don't know where it is.
You said you had it at the end of last game.
Oh.
Yeah, you said you had it, but seeing my reaction, you would let me have it.
I did not say that.
You never went downstairs.
I never went downstairs.
But you had the bat.
No, I didn't.
You did, I remember.
I was
It's on the
driving the boat.
recording.
You sure it wasn't Nick?
No, I don't.
The bat would be on the boat somewhere.
It was
Yeah.
Not saying
It wasn't me. 100%.
Sure.
I listened to the
Okay,
recording as
well,
well.
Nick, do you...
I can't remember. If I have it, then I'll just give it to you.
Okay, I
Chuck
have
it off
Dan's
the boat
bat.
into the water.
Okay, all right. So you do recover the bat of Dan.
It'll just be on the deck because none of us claimed it. We just grabbed it
Right,
and
I
put it there.
thought someone had it, but I may be remembering wrong. But yes, I have Dan's bat now.
Okay.
And I would say I'll come too then. Can't just be you and Nick. That's dumb.
Alright, but no funny business. Stick to the plans.
Chloe, you take the small red nose that you had planned to put on and slowly and cautiously place it
This
behind
is collaborative storytelling, right here.
So you all jump onto the titanium ducky.
Well, we would have made noise first, sort of around this whole sort of area.
You want to make the noise on the boat first?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So the skipper, being yourself, making some noise is quite easy to do. You put your hand down on the big button that's there,
Roll
and
athletics.
Eject seat.
and you hear a very loud whoom whoom whoom.
A zombie
Mine was better.
whale emerges from the sea.
And so you hear this sound kind of ring out in this small little bay.
And I'm just standing here saying no dolphins, no dolphins, no dolphins, no dolphins.
The reason why I'm on the bridge.
No dolphins.
Yeah, so you're kind of standing beside Triton right now.
As far away from any dolphins.
Yes.
I-
Yeah,
I
you have a
like
good
You
relationship
give
with
like Captain
dolphins.
Hook, every time he hears a ticking clock, every time you hear it, you're like, oh!
Yes, precisely that.
probably
Precisely
would.
that. Yeah. So, with that, you wait, you listen, and you don't hear any response. You give it a good 5-10 minutes of just waiting.
I do use my binoculars to just scan the shoreline.
Okay, all right. Looking along the shoreline, you can't see anything that piques your vision. There's driftwood. You see the occasional life jacket, like what looks to be like a life jacket that's kind of washed up on the shore, and just some kelp. And that's all you see.
I should ask the group, who has our binoculars? Do I still have them, or has someone?
I think so.
I think.
This is why it's good to keep a list of
Oh, yeah,
Did you
yeah.
bring
who
your-
has what
I
items.
never
and
said you
when.
brought your bag along with you.
No,
That's true.
they were around my neck.
Okay, all
And
right.
I never said I took them off.
I'll
from
keep that in
around
mind that it's around your neck for when you're trying to jump over something and it'll just
my neck. I now,
Good to
however,
know.
take them off my
Nick.
neck. Put them away.
You just get this strange sensation, this strange feeling, this strange compel. Yeah, okay, all right. So, after not hearing any noise for a time, you jump into the titanium ducky together, the three of you, and you take off towards the shoreline.
It's just a tense fucking boat ride.
So the best place to there are many good places to bring up the boat. It doesn't really matter where you bring it up, so you try and find the easiest place to bring it up, and that's just kind of in here, right in the center, because it's right nice and close to a walkway to get up and off the beach.
There's
No,
actually
it's
a
walkways
dock
over
there,
here.
isn't
That's actually quite high.
So just remember, I can't actually
oh,
see where
right,
you're pointing
yeah.
at. So.
Well, where your mouse is, that's quite high, isn't it? There.
A bit to the
Go
left.
over to the left.
No, there's a walkway that goes
Oh,
right
that's-
up here,
Okay.
right to the
Oh
parking.
yeah, I remember we had lunch. Yeah.
And so, you bring the titanium ducky up to here,
Don't like that name, by
making
the way.
sure that it's secure. At any time, you can give the boat a new name, but it is essentially it's a metal dinghy of sorts.
Yeah.
A
It's
little
not
bit more than a
titanium.
dinghy.
It's not titanium, is it?
No, it's not made out of
It's
titanium.
arnold.
It's aluminium. Yeah,
We call it
type thing. Okay, so you secure it. You bring it up as high as you can. You ready yourselves with the weapons, the things
Also,
that you have
turn
with
it
you.
around so when we can drag it back in that way.
Just push it straight back out?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and with that, you start off towards... what's the first place that you were wanting to clear? Were you wanting to try and get the pickup truck?
Yeah,
or?
that's the primary goal there.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so walking up from here, this place is entirely clear. This big white thing, that's not there. That's a big bus.
Right.
There is the Golf that you parked here. That is still here. It's covered in a little bit more seagull crap and leaves, but it doesn't seem to have been disturbed. So the Golf, the little car, is still there. Now where you ended up leaving your ute with all your supplies in was this little house up here, which seemed to be a groundskeeper's house. And so you start making your way past the bathrooms, walking up there, the three of you together, in silence for the most part, because things are still, as we say, tense, and you keep that nose hidden away. But as you make it up towards the house and towards the garage, you can see that the garage is slightly ajar, and on the garage door that lifts up, you can see what look to be bloodied handprints. So with caution, the three of you approach. What do you do?
So, we got garage there. We've got what? Like, where's the front door? Where's that sort of stuff?
Front door to the house is on this side here.
Right.
Garage is here. So you've all walked up towards the garage, which is where the pink ute with all your supplies is kept. And you can just see that it's slightly opened, like only by like a fraction there. And you can see two bloodied handprints
I
on
nudge
it.
Jake and I pointed at the door and go like that.
Oh, you like knock on the door with your bat?
I make a motion like, should I knock on the door?
Read into it how you want.
Well, I thought it was really fucking clear.
It's like with motions, it's quite specific. Like sometimes
it's contextual to the environment you're in.
Yeah.
I'm okay if you share a little bit of
idea.
additional information. Okay.
But yes,
I'll get my hatchet out. I'm like,
okay, I slowly approach the door.
Okay, Nick, you kind of stay with Jake at this point.
Like
I would be standing slightly back, but yep, I'm watching.
Okay, all right.
I'm
Basically just to the side.
I'm not getting right up to it. I get like
To the side of it. Like
the side of it,
reaching out.
and then I just go bang bang.
Okay, you give it a bang bang. You wait. No noise. Just
I
silence.
do two more just to be sure.
Okay. No noise.
so just to clarify, we're seeing like handprints like this on the outside, not fingers from the inside coming.
No, not from the inside,
So
no.
the palm print is on the outside.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And it's not wide enough for anyone really to have gone through.
It's like that
Right,
much.
cool.
Okay, well I guess I do two, wait, nothing. I
Nothing.
give a look to Jake and Nick and I just
All right. So when we're here, we didn't really go over it when we're here. Were we able to lock this house up ourselves?
This house?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't really go through the house so much. We had a little bit of a look through it, but yeah, using the keys, the ones that you did find for like the garage and everything like else like that, then yes, you were able to lock it up.
Okay, sweet. So
should we just open
try and give it a go.
Alright. Is there like a handle that like some garage doors have?
Yeah, on the outside.
Okay. I walk over to that and I grip it.
You'd like start lifting it up?
I give these guys a look like, yeah.
Okay, you start lifting.
Lifting up.
Garage door lifts up, and
Easily?
the pink ute is inside there, and it's still covered up on the back, but you can see by the back of it where everything's been kind of kept, and you've got the tarpaulin or the cover, the whatever it is on the back of it.
Yeah.
It's actually part of the ute itself, right? Something that stretches over.
Yeah. So it
It's
goes
like a
over and it's got
canopy.
little what do they call
Little
elastic
hooks.
Yeah. Around it.
Yeah. So you can see that some of those are undone, and you can see bloody handprints on the pink ute itself.
Where on the ute? On the back?
And
on the
and
sides?
on the ground you can see what looks to be like a few driplets of blood.
What color is the blood?
Red.
Like red.
Well, no, it's more like brown, but I'm saying it's not green. So
well no,
yeah.
I more mean like
Fresh.
How old?
Yeah.
Roll investigate for me.
Well, can I tell that by the color? 10.
Okay, all right. Well, you can see that it is like it's pretty dry.
Okay.
It's been here for at least a while, you'd say. But you can't.
least a while.
You can't. There's no kind of bearing. You can't say, oh, this has been 2 days or.
Right.
It's
but like,
been here. It's not fresh. No,
Okay.
not
okay.
fresh.
The bloody handprints on the ute, like how are they? Like,
Yeah, how are
where would where would it be, you know, if there's hands like this on the side, you know, sort of how the person was, you know, are they sort of sitting
No,
on...
they're more around where the parts have been lifted up.
And so it looks like it was from, again, like palm print on the outside, not fingers. So it looks like their hands were gripping it from the outside?
From the outside,
Okay,
yes. Yeah. Doesn't look like anything came from the inside of the U-turn.
I'm gonna open up the canopy.
Okay. All right, you open it up. All your supplies are there. It does seem, like, immediately though, it's noticeable that some of the packs of cans and things like that were there, they have been opened and there are some missing. And while this is all going on and Chloe and Jake are having a look at this, Nick, you're able to actually see something kind of slightly below the ute. You're just standing a little bit further back and you're able to take notice of something. You see what looks to be like a bloodied rag is the best way I could describe it to you.
I was gonna say a person.
Okay. How close am I to them? Like, am I able to just lightly talk without?
Oh yeah. You're all in the garage, so
It's
you're
dead
all within
quiet too,
yeah.
so-
There's
Cool,
no
okay,
other
cool.
sound.
I'll just tell them about the rag. The rag's under. There's something under the ute.
Yeah, so just by one of the wheels, just to the side of where you are, there is this kind of what looks to be like a bloodied rag.
Jake, you got a light?
Do I? I don't think so.
You normally have a flashlight on you, don't you?
Yeah, I do. No, we do. Yes.
Yep.
Yes, I
Okay. All right.
I shone it right in Chloe's eyes. No, that's a rag.
I attack him.
You can see that it's a bloodied rag.
Cool.
Cool.
I try the car. Is it still locked?
The car is still locked.
Okay.
I mean, do we want to check inside? Might be someone that needs help in here.
Let's clear the. I go to where the keys are. Wherever I put those first.
Uh-huh. They are still there. The keys are still there.
I unlock the car and start it.
Okay.
See if it still goes.
Did you disconnect the battery when you left it here?
We did. I think that we did.
We didn't really get into the description of that, but we had done that before.
Yep. I would assume it's kind of standard practice when you're leaving the car for a
Pretty sure
while.
that we did. Yeah.
From now on, we'll establish it. It's been ages since we've been back.
Yeah,
But we'll establish if you want to leave the car for a
yeah.
while.
I mean, chances are we
Yeah.
might actually upgrade that once we have some tools. It might be actually, you know, taking some spark plugs out and shit like that.
Yeah,
Once we have tools to
sure.
do that.
So you reconnect the terminals fine. It takes a second for it to turn over, but it does rear back into life, and the pink ute lives yet again.
All right.
There's like a. Okay, because again, it's been ages since we've been here. But is there a door from the garage into the house?
No,
No.
separate. It's connected, but it's separate.
Right.
Yeah. It's attached to the house, but there's just no door going through it.
Do we want to check inside?
The handprints on the outside,
Yes.
were they like this or like that?
No, they are more like.
So it was more like someone lifting it up.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
So you can see like the palms on the outside. When you actually investigate the inside, you can see fingertips
Okay,
as well.
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we want to check inside? I mean, there might be someone who needs help.
Yeah, I'll just move the vehicle out so we can get into it easy.
Cool. I wait for them, and then my intention is to head to the front door, I guess.
Okay. You start backing the pink ute out. Nick, you're making sure that Jake doesn't back into anything, but the ute gets out fine.
You good?
And Chloe, you're waiting by the front door. And actually, while you're by the front door.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. This is dangerous. I'm
Okay,
waiting
good.
by the front door.
Okay, while you're there and while Jake's kind of backing this out, you can see what looks to be a same kind of colouring of blood on the door handle to this place.
Okay.
And the doormat out the front slightly ajar. Slightly moved, askew.
I lift up the doormat.
Okay, there's a key underneath of it.
I pick up the key.
Okay.
Key added to inventory.
Yes.
Um,
Jake, you've backed it up at this point. What's your intention with Nick at the moment? What you guys doing with your
Drive
truck?
off, Nick leaves. No. No, it would be get out the car, or turn the car off, get out and lock it, but have the keys with me.
Okay. All right. And you see Chloe is kind of standing up.
Yeah, we go.
She's just picked up a key.
Key.
So all doing this as well. Just ask for radio silence from Scott unless it's emergency, but also reporting shit back to him so they know sort of where we are, what we're doing.
Okay, so you're filling him in at this point,
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah.
truck's
we found
okay.
the ute. These bloody handprints, though. We're going to check out the house.
Yeah,
I
just
assume.
sort of
You hear
general
that.
stuff like that.
You both hear that because
both.
you're both just like up the top
Um,
playing cards or just keeping a lookout.
Yeah.
I'm
The
going
latter.
to put
Yes.
the key in the door. I'm going to turn it so that I don't have to touch the doorknob itself to open
Yeah.
the door.
Okay.
Depends on the type of lock for that to happen.
Is this one that does that?
No, you just turn the key itself.
Yeah, I turn the key, but like, does that also turn the doorknob?
It also
around?
turns
Some
into
does.
it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Also, want to ask them to if they can see the house, sort of keep an eye on it, as well as obviously the beach. But if they can see the house,
You can. You
Especially
can see.
binoculars,
Yeah.
like-
So you can see the back of the house from where you guys are. So you're situated out here at the moment, and so you're able to see it pretty clearly. And you are even able to see the pink ute back up a little bit onto this little road here.
We
So-
wouldn't have binoculars, since Chloe already said she uses.
Do you have your own?
He has.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Talk us
Yeah.
some.
I
Yeah.
keep
I
an
should
eye
have
on that,
been
but I also
using
keep an eye
hindsight,
just
but I guess
everywhere
it's-
else.
yeah, definitely.
all
But
around?
obviously, yeah,
Okay.
where we are is to have our backs a bit.
Up top, and you
Okay.
haven't gone up,
All right. So
Yeah, sure.
upon the door opening, you can see on the inside something that you couldn't really make notice of on the outside, and that's footprints. There does seem to be footprints inside here that are, they do seem to be quite muddied, and you can see a little trickle of blood dried on the carpet in this place. And this
How big are the
wasn't here.
footprints?
Yeah, this wasn't here when you guys were here before.
So, like, Nick asked,
Yeah,
how
big.
big were they?
How big were the? They seem pretty small
Footprints.
for the most part. Like
So,
not.
A size
it's
9
Scott.
male?
It's Scott.
No,
Scott's been here.
But we how big were the handprints? Do we look at the like, sort of?
They don't look like the hands of a child. They look like normal. Well, you'd say average-sized handprints. Yeah,
Right. Okay.
pretty average.
And so, I mean, you're saying small. Are we looking like a young person's?
200 meters.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of shoe? Like, do they look like?
It's
wood?
hard. It's no. They're not clear prints.
Can I do an investigation check?
No, because
Sure.
there's investigation. Oh, there is an investigation skill.
minus 30.
Well, I got a 75, so
Okay. Well, yeah.
man,
It's
if I
very.
had rolled like a
It's
6,
very
though.
difficult to make out looking at these what type of shoe they could come from. You're able to tell a left and a right,
Right.
but only just.
Okay.
There isn't much to go from here.
Okay.
Right. If we're entering this place, I don't want to, sort of back up on each other. So we sort of, want to be able to keep our distances and stuff like that. If we need to,
Yeah.
leave in a hurry. So depends on how big the hallways are and
Yeah.
how many doors
Yeah,
are
so,
going off.
so
and
you're
everything.
able to keep space between yourselves, and as you actually move into this place, you're able to see that the footprints, they go both ways, and on the inside, the door does have a bloody handprint on it as well.
So I've got my hatchet, but I want to have it like sort of on the, not so the sharp it's facing me, but sort of on the side.
Okay,
So if I'm going to hit someone, it's going to sort of more slap on the side of it.
Yep.
But then I'm not putting myself in danger.
sure.
I just had my
Slap
bat.
him with an axe.
I had my
Yep.
bat out.
Okay, so
We'll just-
Chloe,
Yeah, you put your axe on the
Rather
side.
not.
So you're
Yeah.
back on the side, eh?
so Chloe and Jake, you take point, and Nick, you're watching out the rear as you're kind of starting
Yeah,
to
I'll-
move through this place.
Did you two bring your guns?
Pistol.
Pistol. Okay. Well, I would say I should take point because I can only hit stuff. You guys can shoot.
Okay.
I also say no one's shooting unless it's life and death.
Of course, but better safe than sorry and all that.
If there's a zombie room, literally every situation is life and death, since you're alive and they're not.
That's very true.
So, moving into the hallway, following these footprints, you can see that they kind of split off into two different directions as you're moving through here. Two open doors. The first one that's on your left is a bedroom, and you can see that the chest of drawers in there has been kind of torn open, and there's clothes all over the place. On your right hand side, adjacent to that, is a bathroom. The bathroom sink, you can see a whole heap of mud and blood around it, and a number of rags, and there seems to be some clothing dumped in here as well.
So is there old clothing, like old bloody clothing lying around?
Yes, in the bathroom it's
Right,
old
yeah.
and bloody.
What does the clothing look like?
Roll investigate for me, and I'm going to give you a plus 25 to that.
So that is 63. 40. Pass.
You kneel down, picking up the clothing, having a look at it. You recognize the clothing.
It's yours?
Yes.
Knew it.
Yep, some of the last
So
stuff
it
that I
was-
was wearing. So
got
yes,
it.
you
So
two
that's-
are right when
so
you're
that's-
bloody
so
joking.
That's where you're sensitive about the.
Yes. As soon as you start talking about shoe sizes, I'm like, yes, the shoes of a small child.
Okay, well, I lift like the shirt up. I guess I'm like, this is Scott's.
So we would know this because it's only been a little bit of time. Like, how many days has it been?
Since I went missing,
Yeah.
3 or
since the
4
boat,
Something.
um,
It's
Less than a week.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
I just goes like, guys, like, this is Scott's. He's been here. Scott?
Yeah, both at the same time, probably.
Scott, are you here?
You don't hear any answer.
I start to run around the house. I'm just trying to find you now.
All right. As you're running throughout the house, and you're seeing the footprints again, like before, when you did see them, you were able to tell that they were going both ways, both into this place and out. So from running around,
Sure.
you're able to figure out, to deduce that whoever was in here, if it is me, they're no longer here.
Did you leave with a radio?
Did I leave with a radio? No.
Okay.
I think you did have one on. No, yes, you did, because I remember we talked about the fact that we were down one because you had one when you left.
I can't remember. Yeah. That's cool.
I mean, like, is there anything else interesting I find in the house? I mean, I assume
only what
I'm penalty.
only what you've discovered in there before. There isn't anything hugely world changing in this place.
Like no other signs of life. Sorry, I'm gonna put these down.
No other signs of life. The curtains are drawn. There's a smell of dust in the air.
Okay.
Everything is very still in this house.
Okay. So Scott knew about this place. Where else did we have as a safe place?
Nowhere around here.
Fucking fuck. Wait.
Look, if he's been here, the stuff is clearly dried. He's been here for a while.
Well,
Either
it
he's safe
can't be
or
that long.
he's
It's
turned.
only been a few days.
It's long enough that he could be anywhere. I want to find him as well. We got priorities. We have people dying on the boat.
I know. Okay, I just want to see if you maybe left like a note or something.
Look for that, but
Yeah,
I was going to say if we could leave a note just in case you come back.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for a if you left like a note somewhere.
Okay. Roll investigate again for me, and this is going to be another plus 25.
63. 7.
7? Okay. You don't find anything in the house, but you go back out towards the truck, and once you've all moved away from the place and you're kind of looking at the back and the things that were in there and going through it, you do see a small little piece of paper which has been jutted into where the cans are.
I immediately I pull it out and I open it up.
It looks like it's been written by a pen that doesn't have any ink, so it's just an indentation in it, and it's just been folded up in it, and it just says, sorry. And that's all that's written on there.
Why is he sorry? This was
Because he's
his
going to
food
Canada.
too.
He's getting in character.
Whoa!
That was good.
That was very good. Very, very
I
good,
want
sir.
Scott to
Very
leave.
good. Wow. Okay. All right. So what's your game plan from here?
I just radio through, go, we've cleared the house, we're going to go to the Marine Centre.
Okay.
Scott may have been here.
No, I
You-
don't radio
I
that through.
say that.
Okay. You hear Chloe's click on after. This way, it's good to just do a
Oh,
little
sorry.
click motion.
What?
Yeah.
He didn't either.
Well,
Because
it
you
just
had it.
helps.
Why do you have
It
it?
just helps because he's got.
He's got the radio on the other boat.
Yeah.
On the boat.
Scott may have been here. He's not here now, but he may have been here. Just so you guys know.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So
Get in the ute and drive up.
you get in the ute, the three of you together. Now, is this a two-doored ute or is this like a one-door?
No, it's a double cab, yeah.
Double cab?
So
Okay.
basically,
Yeah,
size of
same.
mine.
Okay,
yeah.
right, fantastic. Okay, so
So
there's
it's
two of you in the front, there's one of you in the back. I
And
think
a bit
you
of
and
wheels.
Nick in the front, Chloe, you're in the back seat. You drive down towards the
You kill a
the
few
Marine
people.
Centre. And as you're driving past here, there's a few things that we didn't notice when we were here before, things that, I will point out to you as you're kind of driving along. On your right-hand side, there is a beach equipment hire place. There are a number of kayaks and things like that that are strewn about. It looks like they've been knocked around. They're not like put up in their little stands or anything like that. And all along this hill here, all along the side, there are numerous camper vans that are just parked up. Now, these aren't camper vans that you drive away. These are ones that look like they've been here for a decent while. As you're kind of driving past, you count maybe 4 or 5 of them in total, just perched up there on the hill, kind of silently looking down towards you all.
The only thing is, I would like to be reversing up there.
Reversing? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, it's a little bit more difficult.
The whole way?
You have You have Chloe assisting you in that, letting you know if you're going to hit anything. It's a little like, dodgy for a second as you're going along here across the bridge, but you do continue going up, driving along. You do see a house up on the side here. Not a ginormous house by any means, but it's a house all the same. And you continue driving on up to the Marine Discovery Centre where you've been before.
I love this song, by the way.
Okay, I'm glad you do. All right, so you drive up and into this little area here, stopping the vehicle.
Beep,
What
beep.
order are you going to go check things out? Oh, you just beep?
Mhm.
Okay, so you beep, beep. Both Chloe and Nick, you sit in the vehicle, eyes looking around the area, trying to detect anything. It smells quite stale in this car. No one's been in here for a while. It's kind of sat for a while as well. It's slightly
Musty.
damp, musty.
Is there like a back window we could open?
On the back, maybe
Yeah.
one that you can slide?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess I do
Sure.
that.
Okay, all right. Listening. You don't hear anything. But I need all of you to roll perception for me. This is going to be plus 25. Sorry, I mean minus 25. Actually, no, hang on. Yeah,
Minus is bad.
minus 25.
I got 2 pass.
2
Yeah,
pounds. Okay.
fail. 17.
17 for
Oh,
me.
look, you also got a 2.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Rycon's losing blood, so he's like,
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Slowly draining out of me.
he's getting in character. He's around the corner.
In the distance, when you, after a little while, you could have sworn you heard beep beep.
Oh, like who heard that?
You and Nick.
I look at Nick, I'm like, did you just fucking hear that?
You did. There's something.
Did you just call him Noah Dad?
Your
Dude.
dad.
Let's say your dad.
Yes, Dad.
Daddy Chloe.
Do not call me that.
Oh dear.
Okay, Jake, can you beep again? Can
Beep,
you-
beep. No, beep,
Wait,
beep,
what?
beep.
Yes, that.
You beep 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 beep.
Yeah.
There's a pause, a hold for a while. Beep beep. In the distance. It sounds really far away.
That's.
Coming from not the sea. It'd be hilarious if it was just him.
Okay,
No,
I just
not coming from the sea, coming up from the hills.
I
Yeah.
climb up on top of the ute.
Okay, Chloe starts to climb out of the window.
I drive fast.
Or you open the door. Open the door, climb up
I
the top.
open
Okay.
the door. I climb on top of the ute. I cut my hands. I just yell, "Scott!" Like in the direction we heard. Do we have like a vague direction?
Roll perception for me.
Okay.
All of us?
Like base perception.
Just flat. And this is Chloe, seeing as she's out the vehicle.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
You're going to re-roll that?
Use the
Okay.
sigils. I might as well use my sigils. I normally end the game with
I
5.
can't. I don't actually know what my perception is after Jake. had
77.
my 5 points.
Past 12.
Well, then I got it with the 77.
Oh, sorry, it was just Chloe, seeing as she was outside the vehicle.
Oh, okay.
12 pass.
12 pass? Okay. Alright. You're just like waiting, you're kind of like listening after you do the Scott! You hear what sounds like a scream that starts. Just this.
Do we hear this?
It's faint though, it's faint, but it's almost constant.
From which direction?
Coming up from the hills.
Okay,
You can't detect. It's coming from. It's coming from this direction.
Okay.
And after a little while, both you and Nick can hear the sound as well.
I climb back down. I'm
Yeah.
like, I may have just awoken something. But then why didn't the horns do that? But something
So we're
is
hearing it
screaming
coming
from
up,
the hills.
up here.
Yeah.
Okay,
On
on
the
the
hills because he can't see where you're pointing.
Sorry.
Yeah, in the hills.
Something is screaming from the hills. I may have caused this.
I want to reverse right up to where the parking lot is, like keep going up and then sort of go onto the grass. You know where the
So this is the parking lot here. It does go all the way up to
there's
here
another
as
parking
well.
lot where you think, and
Yep.
then to your right is you can get up there.
Yep. Okay, so you start reversing the whole way
Yeah.
along.
I'm back in the car.
Okay, yeah, you climb back, and I assumed you did. Okay, and you start moving along here. You're still reversing at this point?
Yeah, I won't be able
Okay,
to
as
drive
you're
out
getting
very
back up
fast.
to here, I need you to roll drive for me.
It's not very good, is it?
How quickly are you doing this?
Pretty slow. Like,
Pretty
you know,
slow?
Not like,
Okay, give yourself a plus 25.
And
Yeah.
drive. Yep, pass.
Yeah, it's past.
Okay, alright, so yeah, you're able to kind of maneuver around here. Do you keep trying to reverse up the hill?
Yeah. Well, it is depending on
How far are you wanting to go?
I want to increase our vision as much as we can.
Okay.
I keep an eye out.
So obviously
through the
there's a
back
bit of
window.
trees there, so it's probably
Yep.
very up
These
over
are
there.
very,
Can I see?
very low lying.
Yeah.
All the trees around here, these aren't
That's
so much
just gonna
trees.
Google
They're
trees
actually
flattens them.
they're actually just bush. Like I checked this area out, so it's just like low lying bush. You can actually see above it by standing. So after you reverse to this point here, and you're looking out towards these hills, in this field, you see a silhouette for a second over that hill.
Mate, Chloe, binocs.
Okay, looking towards
Give
it,
him
you
to
can
Nick.
see the silhouette of a man frantically running backwards and forwards in this field. He seems to be wearing what looks to be like a very, very large raincoat, almost too big for himself. Like the arms are kind of like, flapping as he's kind of like backwards and forwards, and you can see that this is the source of the noise. It's this man looking up towards the sky, looking around, just
Can I do a perception check just to see what I see closely with the binoculars?
Okay, yes, roll.
2 pass.
Okay, all right. It's a dark green kind of like jacket that he's wearing. You can see that
Green.
there is like slight there's slight wounds he seems to have on his head. He seems to be very, very pale, very, very
the
pale,
hood
like
up or
alabaster
down?
white. Sorry.
Hood up or down?
Hood's down, and you can kind of see like kind of short-ish hair and.
Is it you?
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's
Oh no!
Is it you?
No!
It's not
It
you?
does.
Okay.
No, it's not me. No.
Okay.
From what I can tell, no.
Go. I mean, it's not Scott, but he looks like he needs help.
Looks like he's fucking one of those things.
I've never seen one that looks like that. I yell out the window. Hey, are you okay?
Attention turns around towards you. The screaming stops for a second. And he just starts running, sprinting straight towards you with this kind of like this wailing sound coming out of his mouth as he just starts tumbling down the hill as he kind of gets back up and just keeps on sprinting with speed towards you and the
I may have
penguins.
been wrong. I may have been wrong.
You're the only one who's surprised at that.
Well, I wasn't sure because it was acting differently. Because, like, surely the truck would have made noise as it reversed. So I thought he would have.
You would
heard
think
it.
so, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
that's why I was like, well,
And it would be making beeping noises as well. Yeah.
So that's why I was like, hey, this seems
think
like
so.
maybe it's just a dude.
Strange that like you think like roll intuition for me, and give yourself a plus 10 to that.
Okay. 68. Oh, can I have a 1 to that?
No, no. You don't know why. You can't figure out why it responded to
I'm
that.
gonna reroll, actually.
Okay, you
this seems
settled?
important.
All right, and then I'm going to need to know exactly what you, Jake. are
I want to
doing.
drive back into the parking lot.
37 pass.
Okay, 37 pass.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed that it was responding more to the human noises that we're making when you called, and then the shout. Didn't seem to be. Well, you assume.
Right, I can. That's what my idea
It's a
is,
wild
at
guess
least.
you
It's a
made.
wild guess.
Now, whenever I give you something for your intuition, it's not always going to be correct.
Sure.
So, not everything I say is true.
Fuck you.
Okay. And just to give you all on the boat an idea as well, you have heard an inter-exchange of beats, and then you did hear a very, very, very faint scream. But you did hear Chloe saying, "Scott!" at one point as well.
Can I see any other like cars or something moving on the
In and
mainland?
around the area, and then scanning the area. And this is the thing, like, I wouldn't make you roll for it. Like, you've been eagle-eyed around this area with binoculars and having a look. You haven't seen anything moving but the pink ute.
Alright.
Well,
So
I mean, I
I
can
want
still
to
drive.
drive, and I want to just
Fucking you just driving around and stick up this all the time.
yeah.
Yes.
Any car driver really sticks out.
Especially with bright pink, though.
Yeah,
Especially
so,
on like a really flat map like this.
yeah, come down to the back to the sort of main parking lot.
Okay.
And
By the time you reverse down to the...
no,
because
it's going straight.
You're going straight? Oh, yeah, so you're driving straight?
Reverse,
Okay,
yeah.
how quickly are you driving at this point?
Well, it's pretty far away. I'll just be, 5-10 k's so I get onto the.
On and into this region here?
Yeah.
So as soon as you drive down here, you lose sight of the person.
Yeah.
I probably, while we're driving, I just go, it responded to me, not the truck. That's weird, right?
Human voice.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, but otherwise, they'll be chasing the sound of leaves rustling and.
I know,
Yeah,
but
the
like
ocean.
a loud noise like the truck, he didn't,
but
it's
it's
beats.
not a natural noise.
Yeah, that's because before it's just been like any noise, right? Like when we've beeped, they've screamed.
Also, being able to see us. Maybe, yeah, it doesn't matter. Well,
Weird.
I don't want to go too far. I'm like, are we engaging this? I just go a little before
No.
we come around the corner and we just reverse over it.
Jake, as you're saying this, are we engaging this? What's going on? You, both Nick and Chloe, you were kind of looking at Jake. Around the side of this large oblong-like building, you see a man tumble down a ledge, eyes fixated on the pink uke as he starts to sprint towards you, leaping over the next small little area and towards your ute. What do you do?
Drive forward.
Drive forward?
Yeah.
Okay, I need you to roll drive for me, and this is just flat at this stage. How quickly are you driving, if at all?
How quickly he's running?
He's running very fast, and he's jumping towards the vehicle as well.
Driving slightly faster than that. 16 pass.
16 pass. All the while you hear him just as he comes straight
What's he doing
towards
with
you.
his hands?
His hands are
Just he's
flailing. As,
flailing, okay.
Again, like I said, it's like flopping, flailing. Whatever it is,
Like a wacky waving,
whacking,
flailing
waving,
arm,
and
flailing
flailing
tube
arm,
man.
flailing tube man. That's what I was trying to get out of my
Is
brain.
he 10 foot tall?
He's not quite.
Is he
He's
bright
not
orange?
quite. No, he's not.
Um,
As I said, he's quite pale.
He's full of hard hair.
Quite pale. So you step on the accelerator as he starts to come towards you. How and where are you going? Because you're going fast, correct?
Wait, should we deal with this guy so that we?
You're saying this as Jake is accelerating.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Like I'm not like stopping time to say this, but just like, hey, should we maybe just deal with this guy?
I'm driving.
Okay.
I want to go to the parking lot where we were and try to turn around and try ram him from the front.
Okay. All right. You accelerate down towards this parking lot and start trying to take a turn. And as you do, the man leaps onto the side of the vehicle. As you're starting to turn around, he's right on the vehicle by this point, and he flails up against the side of it, falling down to the ground. You all lose sight of him. Apart from Chloe, you're on the back seat and you're on the side that he's on. You could just see a little bit of him down there. What next?
I'm driving and I yell at someone to radio through, we're under attack.
Hey,
radio
so
through.
we're getting attacked by a wacky waving inflatable arm man.
So it does take a while to get that call out. As you start to push down on the accelerator again, you can see what looks to be this man who has pulled himself onto the side. The thing's coming down slightly from his arm, and he's able to get the grip on the one of the elastic sides of the canopy that's on the back of the truck, and he has a hold of it now. And you can see him in the reflection of your side mirror.
Alright, so as we're speeding.
He's on the left-hand side of the vehicle.
Right, and whereabouts are we?
Whereabouts are you? You're still in this car park at the moment, so you were about to turn around.
And how?
So you're facing this way currently.
No, I wasn't turning around.
You were turning around
Oh,
to try and ram
sorry, I
him.
meant the one, the other car park by the toilets.
All the way
Sorry.
down there.
Yeah, I mean that far. But
All-
if he's
all-
if he's
all the way
on
down.
me, how fast am I going?
If he's
What
on
I want
you-
to do
Yep.
is I want to turn to the way he is and pull the handbrake up so the car goes and he goes flying off. But it all depends on how fast I'm going
That's
and
gonna
how much
be a-
room I have.
We're gonna lose our food. if
Well,
we
I
do
mean, like
that.
you're starting to accelerate as you're driving down here, so you can go as fast as you want to go. How fast do you want to go?
How much room do I have?
Because I mean, like you're starting to drive
Yeah,
down this little
If
section
I'm
here.
on the road, then I'll sort of keep going until I get to an open area.
Shout, someone hand me a gun or just shoot it.
It's too noisy. We don't need to do it. We're not going to do that.
And just to, like, it's all quite loud. So you're probably shouting at each other at this
Oh,
point
yeah.
inside the vehicle as
Sure.
well. And so on the boat, you do see the pink ute racing down here, but you don't see why. You can't actually see the thing that's kind of grabbing onto it because it's on the other side of the vehicle as they do race down this area and towards the parking lot. So you're wanting to try and take a bit of a turn around here
Yeah.
because it's on the left-hand side of the vehicle. So if you're trying to fling it off,
Yeah.
this would be the point that you do it.
That's when I do it.
Okay, so you're driving fast, correct?
Let's say 60 kilometers.
I put
Okay.
my seatbelt on.
All right.
Oh yeah, guys.
As
we
we're all
have
doing
our
that, as we're
seatbelts
driving,
on.
we'll be like, seatbelts! Because that would be
Okay.
a plan.
Yep, okay. That sounds like a good plan. Nick, for some reason, decides not to. No, I'm just kidding, Nick. No. So you approach the corner and you attempt to fling him off. I need you to roll a drive check for me, and this is going to be a minus 15 for you.
Can I assist Jake so he has advantage on the roll?
Are you trying to push this thing off? Are you hanging outside the window?
Yeah.
So whether it was drive minus 15,
Yeah.
I'm going to chuck a sigil on that one.
Okay.
So plus 10.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
No re-roll.
No, I'm not re-rolling.
Fuck.
88 failed.
Do you remember what happened when Scott failed the driving check?
Yeah, but I'm not crashing stuff.
He's like,
It's so fucking bizarre.
Yet.
We both rolled the same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's a paradox effect
Hey, yeah,
that makes
it's
good,
everything
yeah.
fine.
Well, no. Okay,
Really
so,
good.
Jake, as you do spin around the corner here, you see this man fling off and start rolling as you look at him in the side mirror as you're coming around here. But as you're coming around and you're trying to get traction back on the wheels again, you can't find it quite in time, and the pink ute slides up alongside here, entrenching itself in the mud and up against the brush. So you all that are inside the vehicle, you can see you just kind of, the car kind of like runs into a whole heap of bushes. It's, it wasn't like a big impact or anything like that, but it was enough to like bring you to a stop, and you seem to be quite in the thick of things in this like little bush section that's
Right,
here.
so I drop it down to first and go.
You can try.
I drop into first and go.
Okay, all right. It's going to be a roll drive for me, and it's going to be a minus 20.
87!
It's a little bit better.
Progress.
Yeah, we're making our way somewhere. So yeah, Jake, he puts it into first, and you hear
Okay.
the tires start spinning as you start
worse.
trying to pull out of there, and yeah, you do feel like it's slightly embedded itself in the mud.
I get out of the
So I
truck.
get out and I chuck
Okay.
the gun towards Chloe and I go, only fire it when I fucking say.
Is it a
Roll
pistol?
athletics for me. And both you roll athletics.
What, to catch it?
How far away were you from each other?
We both got out of the same side of the car.
Oh, okay. So it's just like a little, because I thought it was like a throwing it over the top of the car thing to each
we
other.
both got out of the same
Okay.
side.
A loaded gun. Okay, all right. So,
Safety's on.
safety's on.
Is it?
Okay, good
Yes.
to know. All right.
I flipped the safety off now that he's made that like the safety was on. Okay, I make sure I turn it off.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So it's just more of a pass than anything. And Nick, you're outside the vehicle as well, correct?
Yep. Sorry. As
Yeah.
soon as I see this guy approach, I'm going to aim at him.
Okay, all right. And as you're out of the vehicle, and once we're down here, we'll actually just jump into here so we can kind of see what's going on. So I'll show you where the truck has gone. So thankfully, it managed to miss this big
Ooh.
concrete pole here, and instead has kind of gone through these bollards, denting the side of the vehicle, going through this here and embedding itself in this bush at this
Jeez,
stage.
How fast were we going?
We're going pretty fast, 60 around the corner.
60
Yeah.
kilometers is fast.
So the vehicle is here. You are all outside here right now, and this man is back up on his feet, and he's running towards the closest person towards him. Now, Chloe, you were in the back of the car.
I
You
would
would have been getting
probably
out
be
on the
closest,
right-hand
yes.
side. Yeah.
I think
so
I
you
would
were,
be closest.
if you were getting out on the right-hand side, actually, yeah. I mean, Nick, you'd probably have to climb over and get outside the driver's seat. So at this stage, Chloe, you would be closest, and we are going to be well, what's your athletics score?
My athletics score is 32.
32. Okay.
Jake,
All right.
can you please say what yours is?
I don't know.
Say
It's like 32 or 31. No,
It's 69,
69.
folks. It's 69. It's a 6 number.
69. Fantastic. Okay. And Nick, where are you?
I would be just outside the driver's door, I guess.
No, sorry. What's your athletics skill?
Oh, well, my athletics is 41.
41? Okay.
So I am aiming at this guy.
All right. So
Right?
the way the initiative is
What
going to
do you
go
think
this
it's
round. First up, we have one. So you can exchange things as you want, but you have one of you. It's it. You have two of you, and then it's back round to the start. So there's one player block, there's his block, and then there's another 2 player blocks afterwards.
How is it going to get in range of us on its turn?
Yeah, in terms of how far it is away and how fast. Because obviously, if we want to give Chloe the aim, but if there's no point in giving Chloe the aim,
it's back up on its feet and it's running towards you. You can take the chance if
you
you
want.
want.
Just let me have my turn. My shooter's at 52.
So Chloe, you're going first.
Yeah, but I don't want to shoot unless it's necessary.
Well,
who's going to go first and need an answer for that first block?
I'm going first.
You're going first? Okay.
My 6 number, I'm going first.
Okay, right. You know what? I'll concede to the 6 number.
All right. Jake, you in the 6 number, what are you going to do?
What can I do?
Oh, you're very good at this.
Okay. No, because I've got the mattress poncho on and I want to wrap him up in that.
Run at him and grapple.
Can I sort of, as I'm running, sort of go with the poncho and...
Yes, but you will lose vision as you're running for a moment, as you're kind of taking it off.
What if I hold it up and I'm looking through the head hole?
And then hug him.
I'm going to make you make an athletics check as you're running over there to try and take it off without falling over on your ass, and then we'll do an opposed
Oh man, this
check.
is a lot. Are you sure?
This.
Well, if athletics is 6'9", go for it.
Just hit him. Just hit him. Just punch him.
Yeah, no, fuck it. Yeah, I'm just going to go straight for a charge, tackle, grapple.
Okay, charge, tackle,
Classic
grapple.
Jake
Okay,
maneuver.
so as you're getting outside the vehicle, as you're all getting ready, and this thing is just running towards you with eyes that just seem to be fixated on the closest person to them. At this time, it's you, but as Jake kind of pushes past with his mattress cover on, racing towards this thing, its vision switches on towards him, and its jaw just kind of drops, and its flailing arms, which one is kind of sticking out a little bit more, and you can see like the jacket itself is quite torn, and part of it's kind of come off from the impact of hitting the ground and getting back up. It just runs towards you with ferocity, but you meet it with that same ferocity, and you attempt to grapple it. You're attempting to like run in, or you're
Sort of
dump
just
tackling
charge,
it, or...
sort of, right into it and then just grab it as we both go down.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so you are charging towards it, so you are going to get a bonus from charge, which I believe is
20.
20? Yep. Let me get my cheat sheet out so we know exactly what we're dealing with here. So yeah, it's going to be 20 for your charging.
And it goes onto my grapple?
And that goes onto your grapple. Now, you are attempting to grapple him. Now, are you trying to keep him up, or are you trying to bring him down in the tackle, or are you trying to just like wrap your arms around him as you kind of grab him?
Well, my arms will still be under the poncho, so it'll be sort of kind of wrapping him in the poncho, but the poncho's still on me, obviously.
Yep. Just need to know, are you trying to keep him up, or are you bringing him down?
Bringing him down, and I want to be...
In a big dump tackle. Okay.
Yeah, well, either that, or try and just... When I grab and sort of flip so I'm on the bottom.
Okay, yep,
Sort of
sure.
pulling him down,
Yep.
so-
Roll grapple for me, and because you're charging towards him, you are going to get a plus 20 to that.
14 pass.
14 pass. Fantastic. Okay, alright. So, he attempts to struggle free. Alright, so you grab a hold of him, and for a second he does kind of try and push at you with those arms, but you manage to kind of pin them towards him as you drop down onto the grass with him, and he is now pinned and his arms are against him as you hold him grappled to the ground.
So with that, can I just yell, like, stab him in the head, stab him in the head?
Yep, you all hear stab him in the head as he attempts to break free from your grapple. Okay, I'm going to need you to roll athletics to see if you can hold on to
Would it be
him.
grapple again?
It's grapple. Well, yeah, you can use grapple.
We're pretty close, so it doesn't really
If you ever have a specialty skill that you'd like to use instead of the standard, I'll say the standard, but if you have a specialty, go ahead and use it.
63.
63?
Pass.
Okay, alright, so you feel him struggle against you, and there is strength there, more strength than you'd expect for what seems to be quite a frail person, but you manage to just kind of like bring it in tighter and just hold him right up against you, those arms staying nice and pinned against his chest. It's now 2 turns for you guys. It can either be Chloe or Nick in either order you want.
I don't have a knife. Nick, do you have a knife?
I have a knife, so I'll just sprint up. And
Yeah.
I'll
You can go
stab
first.
it.
Actually, let me go first. I'll just aim at him just in case if something goes wrong.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
Chloe, you move up within kind of a decent range and start aiming towards
Yeah,
its
I
head.
aim at its head. Yeah.
Okay, just in case anything goes wrong.
And
But
then
Nick
I'll
moves up
run.
along the other side, and Nick, what is your intention?
Stab it in the head, in the back of the head.
Dab it in the head. Okay, alright, you are in
Yeah.
a superior position. You're also flanking him with Jake, so you are going to get yourself a plus 45 to that roll.
Oof, a doof.
Not
So-
gonna fail.
I thought you said
Oh,
fail.
same.
I just heard fail. I was just like, huh?
No, 56 pass.
56 pass. Okay, fantastic. So you are using what were you using for that? Sorry.
The knife that I have had the whole game.
So
I
just
use
fight.
it to combat.
Okay,
The
right.
knife
So
from-
that is a
I think
light
from
weapon.
Jake's bag.
56 pass. And sorry, you were
Yep.
aiming as well.
What's that?
You were aiming for the head, or
Yes, I was.
you were aiming for the head. Okay, so that is going to be a penalty for you aiming. So that's a -10. So I said plus 45, so it's going to be 35, and
Still
then
would have passed.
minus
Still
5.
well
Yeah.
within a pass, yeah.
Okay, all right, fantastic. So the total damage from that, you get plus 10 because it is a light weapon, and the total roll that you had then was what? 56. So you're doing 66 damage, which is going to work out to be a grievous wound to this thing's head. So you drive the knife in through the side. It goes up through the jaw of this thing and in towards its head, and you can kind of feel its teeth, kind of like
Oh, that's not a good feel.
like you can feel them kind of going in on the blade itself as you try and move it around to stop this thing from moving, but it does still seem to have life left in it, yet it continues to writhe as this knife is embedded in its head, and it comes back around to Jake's turn.
Just as a
Well, we
passive
don't.
thing to do, can I, as in like any sort of grappling thing, when they breathe out, you tighten up so that they can't breathe in as much as they could beforehand.
Yep.
So just every time I get a chance to do that, I want to be able to sort of try.
Okay,
to
yeah. So you're
restrict
trying
its breath as much as
to strangle this thing,
not strangle it, but restrict its chest so it
which
can't.
would
yeah.
then strangle it.
Can reorganize turns every round as well.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah, I
sure.
was just gonna say, like, do we want to just let Nick have another stab?
Yeah, I
at
was going to say
this?
the same thing. Oh, good joke.
Also, just question
Okay.
my bat, is that a light weapon or a medium?
Medium.
weapon?
The bat would be medium.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you take a
It's a
minus
medium
10
weapon.
penalty to using it
what?
because it's a medium weapon.
Yeah, -10, but you obviously can
Got
get
more
positive
damage.
modifiers as well. So it's all about balancing those out.
Oh.
Because the bat does a standard amount of damage on top of it, so the negative modifier helps balance that out.
Huh, okay.
Yeah. Because it's a little bit of a larger thing, it's more difficult to swing. The larger the weapon, the more of a negative you're going to get
Is
to
a
using
baseball
it.
bat hard to swing? That's literally what it's made for.
Yep, totally. It's the momentum.
Okay.
Trying to
Other
hit
than
a specific
using
thing.
a knife.
Yeah, yeah. A knife doesn't have anywhere near as much inertia as the bat does.
But yeah, so we're gonna let Nick go.
Nick, go first. Okay, Nick. So you still have the knife embedded in its head. You pull it back
I
out.
would pull it out, grab its hair, and push the knife up against the temple as hard as I could.
Okay, go ahead and roll for that, my friend. So
Cool.
you are in a superior position. You're flanking. That's 45, but you're using a light weapon, so it's -5. So it's going to be 40 and
17 pass.
17 pass. Okay, so that's going to be 17, and it's going to be plus 10, so that's 27. Significant. So, I mean, like, you do drive it in there, but with it kind of thrashing its head around, you don't quite get it in the right place. You drive it slightly in through the air, cutting the lobe in half as it does embed itself in there again, but this thing still seems to have momentum left in it, and it tries to break free from Jake's
I
grasp.
thought if it had like a grievous, then it got another minor or higher. That was it.
No, you have two. So for you as well, you have 2 grievous wounds to your head.
Yeah.
So we've done 1 grievous wound and we've done 1 significant.
Yes,
so it has multiple significant
and
points.
then it goes up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right,
After you have no
okay,
more
okay,
significant
sorry.
slots.
So it would be on the 3rd significant.
Yeah.
It would upgrade.
If it had more than one per thing,
Yeah.
which we normally don't have.
Okay. It attempts to break free, but Jake, as you're kind of like constricting on it, it just is unable to kind of break free. It's trying to rash from side to side, and it is still getting a bit more momentum and movement to it, but it just doesn't have enough in it at the moment to try and break free from the grasp that you have around it. And so it comes back around. You have 2 more turns until it does something again.
Do we have to split that up between us? Can we just get Nick to attack
No, you
again?
have to split it up
No, it
between
has
you
to
two.
be either you or Chloe.
One turn per round.
Fucking fuck.
Can we skip our turns?
Sure.
No, that's
Not a
dumb.
good idea.
I say, grab my hatchet.
I don't know where it's on
It
you.
would just be on my side.
Can I see his hatchet?
Yeah, as it's kind of like rolling backwards and forwards with this thing, you catch the glimpse of a hatchet there for a second.
Is it going to be hard for me to grab that, or can I just grab it?
You don't know until you try.
I'm just going to try to hit it with my bat then.
Okay, all right. try to square off the bat as best as possible, hoping not to hit Jake in the head.
Or Nick.
Well, yeah, I mean, Nick's kind of pulled away a little bit more.
Well, I mean, I don't want to make too loud of a noise. Jake does have a point.
Well, what do you do with your gun?
I put it in my pocket.
Okay, all right, you stash the
I
gun
turn
away.
the safety on.
Okay,
Put it in my
safety
pocket.
goes on, and you, just in time, you manage to kind of grab the bat back up, pick the bat back up, and just go in to try and swing down on this thing. So you're
I
going
mean,
to
I
get.
guess like there's as big of a risk of me hitting you with the hatchet as with the bat, technically.
So coming at it from the other side right now, moving in a little bit closer, you're now flanking it with 2 people, so it's going to give you a plus 10 to that. So you're in a superior position as well, so you get a plus 50 to your roll. But then because this is a melee weapon, it's going to be minus 10, so you're looking at plus 40 at the end of the day.
So I have to be a 80.
Yes. Now, if you use a sigil and you manage to push yourself over 100, anything over 100 you can apply to your damage.
Oh, are we doing that?
Yeah, we're going to do that.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Maui.
I'm gonna use a sigil. Yeah, fuck it.
You're going to use the sigil?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so sorry.
Extra 5.
105.
105, so you can do an extra 5 with that. So you know that you're going to succeed no matter what.
I got a 4.
The 9.
Okay, all right.
Wait, 14.
So that's plus.
No, wait, 4. 4, sorry.
So because it's a medium one, you already get plus 20 to your roll, plus 20 to your damage. So how much was that? Sorry.
29 then.
So
So
it's
4 plus 5
Yep,
plus 20.
29, and that is going to be a significant. So that's 2 significant. So you do with the bat, you cling down and you hear it whang ring as it hits the head, and you see it slightly concave, and blood start to trickle down over the eye as the thing looks up angrily towards you, just and he's just screaming his head off, absolutely screaming his head off.
I scream at him.
Is it a metal badge? Just for like.
It is metal.
It's like,
Yeah,
ah!
yeah,
It's like on
yeah.
the
That's the
Yeah,
that ding sound.
I was picturing it as a wooden bat, and you're like,
Yeah.
I was like, it's a metal bat. Oh.
Oh, is it a
So it's now
metal
yours.
bat?
Yes.
I thought it was a wooden one.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Continue my grapple.
you
Can
continue.
I just try and increase the grapple by, let's say, wrapping my legs around its legs so it restricts its movement a bit more without giving up the arm stuff?
I'd allow it a little bit.
Yeah.
But as you were saying, what you were trying to do before is that you were actually trying to like restrict its
Yeah.
breath, so it is strangling it in a sense. So you
Yeah.
can try and strangle, or you can try and do this other maneuver.
Yeah, what I don't want to do is try and readjust so I lose my grip, but if I can, just really give a good fucking squeeze on it.
Okay.
Make its
Okay.
lungs explode.
All right. Go ahead and roll grapple.
Any bonuses?
Planking.
Are you in a? No, you're not in a. Well,
I'm not in a
you're in a
flanking
superior position in that you're already in the grapple. So I'll give you that. You get the 2 flanking, so that's going to be plus 50.
So 99,
Oh, that's insta-kill.
but I've got, so that's plus 50 you say, so that's 132.
No, 52 the roll, because your fight's on 50.
Yeah, but I'm using grapple.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
right.
using grapple.
So it's
72.
more than 100.
So it's 130,
5 damage. That's
125.
It's like explode.
So as Chloe, you come down with
Everything
the
just
come
crushes.
down with the bat, you bang, cling it on the head, and it's just but then you hear that scream just go to nothing as you hear an almighty crunch, as you feel its spine and neck break as you just crush down, and you feel the ribs give way as well. The torso itself just completely giving underneath of your powerful technique, just drawing it in close to you, and yeah, you feel that full snap, and it does go completely limp and
best
still.
hug ever.
And that struggle is no longer there, and the scream is no longer there. It is silence.
So it's like,
Everyone on the boat, you no longer hear that scream. You just hear silence.
Did they hear the cracking?
No.
It was that loud.
How are its eyes? What are its eyes doing?
Bloodshot. Especially like as it seemingly more and more. Just the eyes are just like up and open. Just
They're not like moving?
no.
I want to get it off me,
Stationary.
hatchet.
Yeah, you roll it to the side.
Yep.
You take out your hatchet, and yeah, you just go and crack it down through the back of the head.
Yeah.
It splits the skull open.
Luckily, I watched Anaconda when it came out.
Jake says as he gets back up onto his feet. You all take a moment to take a deep breath, to kind of settle yourself. And again, the area all around you, seemingly silent. And in the distance, you hear a
Truck.
beep. Just a beep
Okay.
off in the distance.
I just go click on off.
You hear it.
Radio through, probably out of breath. You know.
Hey, we're good now. Well,
Yeah,
to be
as-
fair, I am holding the radio.
Yeah,
He
but
also
I-
had so just as Jake's about to give like his message, you get in there before
we're
him.
good now.
You hear that.
Cool.
Fucking hell.
Stone cold killer over here today. And so, with that, as this thing falls and silence overtakes once again, that is where we're going to be finishing the first chapter. Some of you are off the second chance, others there still remain, not doing well. But Nick, Chloe, and Jake stand victorious over this fallen man, and it's as you kind of like get up, you're able to see that this man was quite frail. Not elderly, but not young, somewhere in his middle age. Stubble kind of around his face and kind of yellowing teeth, but seemingly alive. And Chloe drops her RT to the ground, luckily hitting the grass, not shattering. She's able to pick it back up. But as she does, that red nose slips out
Spaghetti.
and your jest is given away. But that is us for today. Thank you all for joining us. Please do join us in the next as the others move out into this place. We'll see what's in store for us there. I've been Rycon. You have all been awesome. And until next time, stay breathing.